Hello, welcome to our channel. Today we have something very special for you. We are going to share some Buddhist stories that are not just inspiring tales, but also powerful tools for indirect hypnosis. Through these stories, we can reprogram our unconscious mind and transform our emotions. Stories have a unique power to lead us into a deep state of reflection, allowing the lessons within them to gently permeate our minds. This process helps us internalize values and teachings that can transform our lives in subtle but profound ways. Now get ready to hear the parable of the farmer and the lost horse, a story that teaches us about the impermanence of circumstances and the importance of maintaining serenity in the face of life's changes. The parable of the farmer and the lost horse. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old farmer with his son. They were poor and had only one horse to help with the farm work. One day, the horse ran away. When the neighbors heard the news, they went to console the farmer. "What bad luck," said the neighbors. "Your only horse is gone. What a tragedy." The farmer calmly replied, "Maybe it's a tragedy, maybe not. Who knows?" A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it two wild horses. The neighbors, surprised, went to congratulate the farmer. "What good fortune!" exclaimed the neighbors. "Now you have three horses. What a blessing!" The farmer, with the same calm, replied, "Maybe it's a blessing, maybe not. Who knows?" The farmer's son, trying to tame one of the wild horses, fell and broke his leg. Again, the neighbors came to express their sympathy. "What bad luck," said the neighbors. "Your son broke his leg. What misfortune!" The farmer, unshaken, replied, "Maybe it's misfortune, maybe not. Who knows?" A few weeks later, soldiers came to the village to recruit young men for the war. Because of his broken leg, the farmer's son was spared. The neighbors, once again, went to the farmer. "What good fortune!" exclaimed the neighbors. "Your son was not taken to war. What a blessing!" The farmer, with serenity, replied, "Maybe it's a blessing, maybe not. Who knows?" Moral of the story. This parable teaches about the nature of life and the impermanence of circumstances. What seems like bad luck may turn out to be a blessing, and what seems like good fortune may bring challenges. The farmer's wisdom lies in his attitude of acceptance and non-judgment, understanding that it is impossible to predict the consequences of any event. Remaining calm and balanced in the face of life's changes can bring deeper peace and understanding. Now let's move on to the second Buddhist story, which is a lesson on impermanence, where an emperor receives a ring with an inscription that helps him remember, "This too shall pass." The Emperor's Ring. Once upon a time, in a vast empire, there was a wise emperor who ruled with justice and wisdom. Despite his great wisdom, the emperor suffered from extreme mood swings. Sometimes he was euphoric with success, other times desolate with difficulties. He knew that these fluctuations prevented him from governing with complete clarity and balance. One day, the emperor summoned the kingdom's council of wise men and asked them for a solution to his emotional instability. Among the wise men, an old hermit, known for his great wisdom, made a proposal. "Your Majesty, if you allow me, I will give you a gift that will bring balance to your life. However, you must always wear it." The emperor agreed, and a few days later, the wise man returned with a simple ring, but with an inscription on the inside. Curious, the emperor read the inscription, which said, "This too shall pass." The wise man explained, "Your Majesty, whenever you feel extremely happy or deeply sad, look at this ring and read the inscription. Remember that all emotions and situations are temporary." Over time, the emperor followed the wise man's advice. When he felt elated by victory or success, he looked at the ring and remembered that the euphoria would not last forever. Similarly, in moments of sadness and difficulty, the ring reminded him that these situations would also pass. This simple practice brought balance and serenity to the emperor, allowing him to govern with a clear mind and a calm heart. He learned to deal with the impermanence of life and find peace amid its fluctuations. Morale of the story: the emperor's ring teaches that impermanence is a fundamental feature of life. Recognizing that all emotions and situations are temporary helps us remain calm and balanced, regardless of circumstances. The third story is about detachment and the avoidance of judgments, where two monks help a woman cross a river, and one learns a lesson about letting go. The two monks and the woman. Long ago, in a Buddhist monastery, lived two monks, Tanzan and Aikido. One day they were traveling together to a distant monastery. On the way, they came across a young and beautiful woman standing by a riverbank. She was worried because the current was strong, and she could not cross alone. Without hesitation, Tanzan approached, picked the woman up in his arms, and carried her to the other side of the river. Then, he and Aikido continued their journey in silence. Aikido was visibly disturbed, and after several hours of walking, he could no longer contain himself. Tanzan, as monks, we take a vow of celibacy and avoid contact with women. Why did you do that? Tanzan calmly replied, I put the woman down hours ago. Are you still carrying her? Tanzan's response left Aikido silent. He realized he had been holding on to the incident, while Tanzan had acted with compassion and then moved on without clinging to the event. Moral of the story: the two monks and the woman teaches about detachment and the importance of living in the present. The story shows that we often carry unnecessary emotional burdens by clinging to past events. Letting go of these attachments allows us to live more freely and fully. The last and certainly not least important story is about a monk who seeks happiness, discovering that it is not in material possessions, but in a serene and compassionate mind. The path to happiness. Once upon a time, in a monastery high in the mountains, there lived a young monk named Tenzin. Tenzin was diligent in his practices and relentlessly sought enlightenment and true happiness. However, he felt that despite his efforts, happiness always seemed to slip through his fingers. One day, Tenzin decided to seek the advice of the abbot of the monastery, a venerable man known for his wisdom and serenity. Master, I have been searching for happiness, but it always seems so distant. What should I do to find it? The abbot smiled serenely and replied, Tenzin, happiness is not something you find by pursuing it directly. It is like a shadow. When you chase it, it flees. But when you follow the right path, it follows you. Allow me to tell you a story. The abbot then began his story. Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a powerful and prosperous king. Despite his wealth and power, the king was not happy. He decided to send messengers to the four corners of the world in search of the secret of happiness. Many wise men and scholars came to the court, but none of them brought an answer that satisfied the king. One day, an old monk visited the palace. He carried with him only a wooden bowl and a staff. The king, intrigued by the monk's simplicity, asked him about the secret of happiness. "O wise monk, I have everything a man could desire, yet I am still not happy. What is the secret to true happiness?" The monk smiled gently and replied, "Majesty, happiness does not reside in material possessions or power. It is born of a serene heart and a peaceful mind. To find happiness, follow these steps. Practice gratitude. Appreciate what you have and recognize the blessings in your life. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough. Cultivate compassion. Help others and share your well-being. Compassion connects us to others and brings deep satisfaction. Live in the present. Let go of past regrets and future anxieties. Live fully in the present moment, for it is the only one we truly have. Simplicity. Reduce material desires and needs. Simplicity frees the mind from the burden of possessions. Meditate and reflect. Find time to meditate and reflect. Meditation calms the mind and reveals inner peace. The king listened attentively and began to practice the monk's teachings. Over time, he noticed that his mind was more serene and his heart lighter. He found joy in small things and contentment in simplicity. The happiness that once seemed so distant now accompanied him every day. After finishing the story, the abbot looked at Tenzin and said, "Tenzin, happiness is a state of being cultivated within. Practice gratitude, compassion, live in the present, simplify your life, and meditate regularly. By following this path, you will discover that happiness is already within you, waiting to be revealed." Tenzin thanked the abbot and began to incorporate these teachings into his daily life. Over time, he noticed a profound change. His external search for happiness ceased, and he found a serene and constant joy in his heart. Moral of the story. The story of The Path to Happiness teaches that true happiness is not found in material possessions or external achievements, but in inner serenity, gratitude, compassion, and simplicity. The practice of meditation and fully living in the present moment are essential to discovering this happiness that already resides within us. We hope that these stories have brought new perspectives and reflections to your life. Now, we would love to hear from you. Share in the comments your thoughts on these stories and how they might apply to your life. Your experiences and insights are valuable and can inspire others as well. If you found this video useful and inspiring, don't forget to like, share it with friends, and follow our channel for more content like this. Together, we can spread wisdom and peace. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.